Steve Robbins here. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys, quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. If you're like me, you so often want to do huge, great things like end world hunger, fly to the moon, or wrap the Eiffel Tower in toilet paper as a subversive statement aimed at overthrowing the status quo. But then, you don't actually do it. And it's not because of the security guards. It's because of something else. When you find yourself not stepping up to do the great things you have in mind, it's because you haven't aligned everything you have behind your awesome and amazing goal. Also, check out my episode on how to set the right goals. There's a link in this episode's transcript. When I was a wee lad of just 23 or 24 years old, a man named Joe Yeager taught me an elegant way to align myself behind my goals. In order to do it, though, you need a goal. So think of a goal that you haven't been making progress on, but you want to. Got one? Good. Keep it in mind as we go through this episode. You need raw desire. You need want to. They say you can't always get what you want, and it's true, but only because you're not a Kardashian. It's also true that you won't ever get what you don't want. In order to reach your goal, you need to want it, but it's easy to fool yourself into thinking you want something that you really don't. A coaching client of mine wanted to start a world-changing social enterprise to realize his deep desire to do good for the world. We delved into preparations, and somehow he kept dragging his feet. There was always a reason why he couldn't quite start on the actions we'd outlined. Next week I'll do it for sure, he proclaimed. But it never happened. He always had a different excuse, and it was always a good excuse, but it was always some excuse. Being a good coach, I called him on it, and he faced up to the truth. He really likes his high-paying, cushy corporate job. He likes the city, the salary, and the status. He doesn't want to start the nonprofit enough to leave his comfortable situation. And that's fine. It's better to know up front than to work for months and self-sabotage because he's denying his real desire, which is to have a fun, comfortable life with his family and the fantasy of running a world-changing social enterprise. We can find other ways for him to contribute to the world that will let him keep his day job. My friend, supercoach Michael Neal, says, the more reasons you have for wanting something, the less you probably want it. Because in that case, you're probably trying to talk yourself into wanting it. If you truly want something, you just want it. My client didn't want what he thought he wanted. Now that he knows that, he's fine with his decision. And since the decision was an explicit one, which is one of the advantages of having the outside perspective of someone like a coach, he can change it when the time is right. Motivate other people with want to, but don't use force to. If you're trying to get someone else to do something, tap into their innate motivation until they want to do it. I knew an evil boss who said to his team, "You don't want to work this weekend? Fine. I'll withhold all the Oreo ice cream cake if you don't come in." Well, of course everyone worked the weekend, but not because they wanted to, because they were threatened to. That's not want to, that's being coerced to. Coercion might work in the short term, but true long-lasting motivation comes from a real deep sense of, I want to do this. Check out my episode on using your passion to motivate yourself. There's a link in this episode's transcript. How to. In addition to wanting to do something, you have to know how to do it. Sometimes it's obvious. Wrapping the bottom 6 feet of the Eiffel Tower in toilet paper? Trivial. But how about the top 100 feet? If you don't know how to do something, you must go learn. You need to find someone who knows how to do it, or if it's something that's never been done before, you need to design your own how-to, try it out, and tweak it if it doesn't work. That's trial and error. You either need the specific how-to, or you need a general how-to that teaches you to learn something new quickly through experimentation. Check out my episode, Learn by Creating Your Own Course. If you decide to learn by trial and error, remember that you're doing trial and error. Many of your trials won't work. That's not failure. That's part of trial and error. You're making progress when you're experimenting by learning, even if specific experiments fail. Lastly, you need the actual real-world opportunity to try your how-to and put it into practice. Often you're blocked by competing time commitments, so identify them and consciously choose if you'll spend your time doing great things or maintaining the status quo. And it's not just time that hurts your chances. A different coaching client was an artist who believed in charging for art. It's not just time that hurts your chances. A coaching client was an artist who believed that charging for art was selling out. She had lots of want to. She took classes and she knew how to build a solo practitioner business, but her belief held her back, and she never gave herself the chance to commit to the business. Make sure that you have the chance to pursue your dream. Make the time, find the resources, and get the access you need. It takes hours to wrap the Eiffel Tower. You need the time. It takes an awful lot of toilet paper. You need the resources. And it takes the ability to evade the guards. You need the access. Without having the chance to, your diabolical plan will never, ever see the light of day. When you find that you aren't accomplishing your grand goals, align yourself with want to, how to, and chance to. Make sure you really want to do it, find out how to do it, and get the chance to do it. When you're aligned behind your biggest goals, you're far more likely to succeed. This is Steve Robbins. Find links to goal setting, using passion, and learning by designing your own course in this episode's transcript at getitdone.quickanddirtytips.com. I coach people who are pursuing a world-changing vision, and I help them take their vision and their results even higher. If you want to know more, visit steverobbins.com. That's SteverRobbins.com. Work less, do more, and have a great life.